Aries Spears. I need you to come front and center. So Aries Spears has come under a lot of controversy recently after his public comments about Ice Cube. Let's see some of his Ice Cube statements.
You don't like anything Ice Cube's done?
Nothing.
Really?
Ice Cube does nothing for me as a rapper and an actor.
Okay.
Nothing.
Let's start with the rap. Police. You don't think that's a classic song?
It's classic because of what it represents in terms of Black struggle symbolism and what Black people have gone through with the police historically. It's the song that makes you go, yeah, yeah. I get how it can touch your emotions.
I created it,
but it don't do nothing for me.
Straight Outta Compton.
The song that makes me want to jump out of a window is "Have a Good Day."
Today was a good day.
Was a good day. Rolling down the street in my 6'4". Police didn't come bother us no more.
That's not the way the lyrics go.
Whatever, but that cadence, that cadence. You might as well have them say green eggs and ham. Sam, I am.
You know, like,
all right, not too bad, right? No big deal. After he started getting a lot of backlash, let's take a look at his response to the internet, see what he's talking about.
Listen, I want to have a conversation with y'all about a word that I think is so overly used and abused. Hate/hater. Because apparently I'm the poster child for the world's biggest hater. If you look up the word hate, it's my picture. When did we get to a point where unless your opinion, and last time I checked as human beings, we're all allowed to opinions. At what point does it get to where unless your opinion is favorable about a person or a thing and goes with the flow of everyone else, you're a hater? I don't understand that. Am I not allowed to have an opinion and voice it if it's not in the direction of everybody else? Recently, I was on Vlad TV and I did an interview and we were talking about hip hop and rappers, and Ice Cube came up. And I said, look, man, I'm not a fan of Ice Cube musically or theatrically. I'm not a fan. And somebody sent me a clip where Ice Cube responded. He was on a radio show and the dude played him the snippet. And the first thing Ice Cube says is, well, most suckers don't like me. Then he goes on to say, I never heard of this dude. Then he finishes by saying, well, he's just not funny. Well, you can't have it both ways. If you don't know who I am, how do you know if I'm funny or not? So you can't have it both ways. And for the record, I respect Ice Cube, the man. I respect Ice Cube in terms of what he's brought to the game. He's one of the pioneers. So hats off to him for that. I just said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. I never attacked him as a man. I never attacked him in terms of his character. I said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. Why am I not allowed to feel that way? Why is that? And then secondly, it's always funny. People call me a hater because they love to highlight when I say I don't like something as though I don't have love for anything. Listen, I'm a fan of basketball. Just not a big LeBron fan. I respect him, but I'm not a LeBron fan. But I love Jordan. I love Magic. I love Bird. I love D Wade. So how come that never gets highlighted? When it comes to rap music, yes, I'm not a fan of Ice Cube. I love Jay-Z. I love Nas. I love Jadakiss. I love Snoop. How come that don't get highlighted? When it comes to boxing, I'm a huge boxing fan. I'm not a Floyd Mayweather fan, but I love Mike Tyson. I worshiped Ali. I love Roy Jones, who I know, and Roy's a fan of mine. So again, because I might not like something or someone, why is it hate instead of an opinion, a subjective opinion? Is that how moist we've become as a generation, that we can't not like something?
Hey, Mr. Spears, let me teach you something. And if there's anybody else in the chat that needs to learn this, I'm not even being sarcastic right now. This is a teachable moment. I don't even know how old Mr. Aries Spears is. We might be around the same fucking age for all I fucking know, right? If you ever happen to cross paths with this video, Mr. Aries Spears, you're not looking at a little child. You're looking at somebody that has just experienced as you as far as being worldly, okay? Let me teach you something. Number one, You are in the public eye. You are a celebrity comedian. You are very well known in the world and in the space of comedy. I know who you are. Many of us know who you are. This is why Vlad interviews you. This is why you get booked to do shows. I've seen you on some big stages, on some big bills next to some other big comedians, right? That puts you in the public eye. Okay. There's a thing called media training. Now, we do love when people are fully authentic with anything they say publicly to the fans. This is why we click interviews. This is why Vlad pays you to do interviews, right? I'm not trying to say when you do these interviews or when you do these public statements be filtered. We want you to be real. But here's the difference between when you get called a hater versus when you get called having an opinion, which was his immediate defense right there. Generally speaking, he's right. Why can't people just have an opinion? Here's the difference, Mr. Celebrity in the public eye, Aries Spears. When you have something that has such a strong consensus, when you have something that has very, very strong claims to, like, let's say, being good, right? Or being great, or being classic, or being timeless. When something has put in that type of work, a company, a basketball player, a football player, a comedian, a rapper, an actor, right? When you go opposite of that general consensus, especially towards what somebody has been widely deemed as earned, right? You have to offer further context. It's not about being a hater and it's not about not having an opinion. We would respect the opinion if you gave further context. For example, I would be a hater or come off like a hater if I got up here right now and said, LeBron James sucks. He's never done it for me, like what you did with Ice Cube, right? When you try to mimic how his rap pattern was on Today Was a Good Day, right? And I said, you see the way LeBron walks and runs with he got no handles. You see where he's always flopping around. If that's the context that I, as a public figure, give to a response as to why I don't fuck with LeBron, there really is not much for us to do but to call me a hater, right? Now, here is real. You could have even did it comedically if you wanted to, right? And you tried to a little bit with the voiceover of Ice Cube. It didn't really work, right? But if I said, I don't fuck with LeBron, you say, why? Because he's widely has the consensus of being top 3, top 4, top 5, top 1, top 2 players of all time basketball. So ARP, before we establish you as a hater, tell us why you don't fuck with LeBron. And I say, I think he always shied away from the biggest moments. I never really thought that he was a closer. I never liked that he showed so much camaraderie to all of his peers, opposed to being like a Kobe or a Jordan killer, right? I don't like his free throw percentage. I don't like his from the field or outside the paint percentage. I never thought that he had a good 3-point shot. I think that his handles for how important he is as somebody that manages the ball on the court for the amount of minutes that he does, I've always felt like he's somebody that needs to work on his handles much more. I feel like he doesn't take accountability on the court, right? Like, and these are like little knocks on LeBron that it still is hard to argue. But if I say that, which you have the capability, if you speak well enough, or if you can just put your thoughts to it or your real opinions as to why you dislike this person, there's enough people that'll say, I respect his opinion. I disagree, but he's entitled to his opinion versus what you did. That's what I'm trying to teach you right now, sir. So what you did on Vlad and how you did it, you leave us no room but to say, hater alert. Happens for me. Happens for RBE. RBE is trash. Why is it trash? Because my favorite league is really URL. Okay, give me something else. Because they weren't the first league here. Okay, there's a lot of leagues that weren't the first here. Give me more. Well, I never liked the fact that ARP was transparent with the Fed. Dude, why isn't RBE after 10 years not one of the most dominant and best platforms to ever come through the battle rap timeline? Give me something logical so I don't look at you like a hater. Give me something logical. And if you can't, then you make my decision based on you, and that's what you did. That's what you did. Now, watch this, Mr. Aries Spears. if you happen to watch this, or if any of your fans happen to watch this, I want to see if you're about to call me a hater. Let's talk about Aries Spears now. Let's see. I want to know if that door swings both ways. I want to know if I can speak on my interactions, my feelings, my thoughts towards Aries Spears and be painted as somebody with just an opinion that would then complain the society has gotten too moist, your words, or if I'm a hater. Let's see. What do I know about Aries Spears? What do I think about Aries Spears? Is he funny? At times, yes. I've watched this stand. I watched him live before. I watched him live. I watched him on TV. I watched him on the internet. Right? Funny guy at certain times. Is he a top tier comedian? No. Well, that's because I consider top tiers to have legendary stand-ups, right? I'll call like a Delirious or Eddie Murphy Raw or You So Crazy or Run Tell That Martin or the whole series that Dave Chappelle did on Netflix, right? Or Kevin Hart, Grown Little Man, right? Or Cat Williams, Pimpin' America, or whatever. Like I can keep going. George Carlin, You Are All Diseased. I can keep going. I don't know of or seen of or think that Aries Spears has a classic, timeless, solo, headlining stand-up. I don't think he does. I don't think that he had any super groundbreaking segments that traverse generations. Him downstairs. If I say that right, this is how you get logical with it. And this is how you make yourself not look like a hater, Aries Spears. Him downstairs. If I say that, people know what I'm talking about. That man is deceased. I'm talking about Bernie Mac, people. Him downstairs. Your children's might know what that means. Okay? Anybody in the chat don't know what I'm talking about when I say him downstairs? Right? Aries Spears to me doesn't have any of those. Doesn't have any of those. Doesn't have any standout that just traverses, that can carry his name and his legacy going forever. Right? I don't know of any. If I have something that I think people would credit him for, I know he does a lot of impersonations and impressions. And I think he's pretty good at some of them. I've seen him do LL. I think I've seen him do Shaq. He's not the best at it by far, but I think he's good at it. And when I seen him close out some of his shows, I seen him on, I think, like Def Comedy Jam, whatever, doing impersonations, the one where he puts on the songs and he acts like Jay-Z, one he acts like DMX, one he acts like LL. I think he does a good job. That would probably be the highlight of what I think he does on the stage comedically, his impersonations. But then dare I say, the way that I categorize my comedians, right, is based on original skits, original punchlines, original jokes, original stories, right? If I could only look to you and say, the highlights of your career is when you do Jay-Z's lyrics with Jay-Z's voice, I can't put you up there with Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, Martin Lawrence, Cat Williams. I can't do that. And maybe that's one of the reasons why often when I've seen you, you're not headlining. Oh. Am I hating right now? Or am I just giving an opinion? You want to know what else about you, sir? I honestly don't really rock with you as a man. We remember when you did this. Aries Spears, you know what you have shown me when it comes to your acts, the things that you will do on camera, the things that you will say during interviews. Aries Spears, what if I put out the opinion, not hate? What if I put out the opinion that I think you are the type of man that'll do almost anything for $1? Am I hating? Is that a fact? Or is that a very, very strong opinion? Shout out to Tiffany Haddish. Remember all of this controversy. I think you guys even ended up in court.
Sweetheart, did you call me? Oh, yes, Uncle Pete. Can you spend a little bit of money? Did you know I was best friends with Penn State Sandusky?
Our skin is scrolling. I don't really want to play most of it, but you had a whole series with Tiffany Haddish. I'll still say allegedly, joking and playing around pedo behavior, kids in bathtubs, kids. It's too much with the kids. Let me chill for a second. By the way, I'm not brand new to this, Mr. Aries Spears. I covered you. I covered you back in 2 years ago. This one did 32,000 views. This is when I first started the Sorry It's True podcast. And then I stopped so that I can go back and complete the last year of RBE 2023. And then I came back to my podcast. 32,000 views on this one 2 years ago. Sorry It's True podcast. You see that this is on my channel. You see this thumbnail here. That was disgusting. Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish skit. Sorry It's True. And in my thumbnail, I put the picture of you in the video looking at a child through a newspaper with the holes cut out for your eyes. And you see, when I got to this topic here, that was disgusting. It puts Aries Spears in this predator mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like where he's holding up a newspaper over his face, and he's got two holes cut out in the newspaper for his eyes to see through, as if he's sneaking a peek at this little kid. Now, I hope I painted enough picture in your mind where I don't have to go any further, because you should already start to be getting disgusted. But now, when I say, once again, Aries Spears, once again, sir, if I ask you, why do you come off as a man that is willing to do anything or say anything for $1? Because I'm not sticking up for Ice Cube, but maybe you are trying to have a shock value internet viral moment by saying that shit. Maybe you was. Maybe that was calculated. The kid stuff that I believe, once again, you had to go to court for, right? This pedo stuff. What if you just try to give me the excuse? Listen, I didn't even write the skits. We thought that it was bringing pedo awareness. Me and Tiff came off the wrong way. We would never do something like that again. Cool. I'll take that excuse. I'll take that statement coming from you. But when I say, sir, I have the opinion that you would do anything for $1, how about another exhibit? And I'd like you to answer this one then, okay? This is not brand new, but it's you. Is this you? Is this you? Is that you kissing a man?
Oh, only got one man, and this be my man. When I say my man, he really my man. Oh, only got one.
Nothing wrong with that if that's your choice, right? But if I ask you right now, Aries Spears, are you heterosexual, homosexual, or bisexual? If your answer is I am a 1000% heterosexual man, then I would ask you, why would you do this video with baby oil massages poolside with another man, and then you drop the lyric, when I say that's my man, that's really my man, you turn over your head and clearly, literally kiss him on the lips? Because you can't pay me to do that shit. Any amount of fucking money. You can't pay me to do that skit. Any amount of fucking money. So if you ever want to address that, me, the child pedal stuff again, or the Ice Cube thing, I guess what I'm really trying to teach you is add context so we could at least understand where you're coming from. Fuck out of here.